Muy buenas a todos y bienvenidos a SBPC, bienvenidos a un nuevo vídeo de los pilares de la tierra, Libro 2, la siembra del viento. Hoy es día 26 de agosto del 2018 y vamos a continuar aquí con el colega Jack, ¿vale? Que en un principio tenemos que, bueno, hacer que Alfred se arrepienta por lo que he dicho de Aliena, que quería casarse con ella. Tenemos que terminar la ménsula y buscar el libro en el scriptorium, que es lo que tenemos justo detrás. Pero no podemos entrar porque Remigius no nos deja. Entonces, como están estos aquí discutiendo, creo que son estos los que discuten, sí. No sé si se podrá hablar con esta gente y decirles, oye, liadla un poco parda, haced que Remigius salga aquí a poner orden y yo me cuelo en el scriptorium.
I'm taking me well-deserved break.
Well-deserved? You deserve a good kicking, you lazy drunk.
Better a drunk than a bearded bastard. Come on then, kick me. Show me what you got.
Please, this is leading nowhere. Think for a moment what other people would do.
What?
¿Qué? Pensad por otro momento quién haría otra persona. What? A ver, vamos a darle la opción del superior de Remigius, a ver qué.
The subprior.
Oh, don't get me started on subprior Remigius.
Vale, no le cae bien a la gente, parece ser.
He is a hard-working man.
He is.
Bueno.
And don't you doubt it. What? That he is a hard-working man.
Who?
Subprior Remigius, you fool!
What? How dare they? How dare you? Shouting in the cemetery like heathens! Silence! Do you have any idea how hard the work of a subprior is? How much devotion and painful work it takes to teach our novices, our monks? And you dare call me a fool?
We didn't.
Silence, I say! I will think of a way to make you two understand the kind of behavior I expect in this priory.
I think they'll be busy for a while.
Bien, ahora, exacto. Ahora sí. Vamos a entrar y vamos a hablar con los monjes. Hola, amigos monjes. Mira, voy a hablar con el monje este, que ya que lleva un libro, supongo que quizás es el más acertado para...
I'm looking for a book by Ovid.
Oh, we saw some in Shiring and in Winchester. There are also a few copies in Salisbury, I believe. Which ones are you looking for?
Morris.
Have you heard of that? That was one of the copies in Winchester, I think. Did you read it? Me?
Uy, se ha puesto colorado el monje.
I don't remember. He did. Just a page or two.
Sounds like the right book, and Winchester's not far. I should tell Ali what I found out.
Vale. Tiene una copia de Amores en Winchester.
What is it that you're working on?
I'm copying pages of the book Prior Philip wrote. We finished the original last year.
I didn't know he wrote a book.
Not many know of it. The content is...
Secreto.
He's critical of the church and bishops. After his experience with Bishop Waleran, he studied about what he calls Judicia Cleri.
Judicia Cleri? The judgments of the clergy?
Yes.
O sea que es un libro ahí que pone
There were many cruel tests that were made to
a caldo.
discover whether a man was guilty or not. The Lord was to judge them. These ordeals were called Judicium Dei, the judgment of God. Some had to hold burning iron in their bare hands. Others were drowned. Some were burned on the pyre. And if they were innocent, God would save them.
There'd be no martyrs if that were true. Even Adolphus would have been saved.
Yes, God works in mysterious ways. The prior wants these horrible ordeals to become a thing of the past, for cruelty only leads to more cruelty.
But I heard of miracles. Saints that survived burnings.
True. However, Prior Philip believes these were not judgments of God, but judgments of the clergy.
Judicia Cleri.
Yes! Stories and fake ordeals to redeem friends and allies of the clergy.
Fake miracles. By the church? Whoa. That sounds like Philip is asking for trouble. Whoever is accused of fakery and heresy will not be likely to respond well to that.
But we believe Philip is right. This is the second millennium. We must finally learn from past mistakes.
El libro de Philip, la justicia de la Iglesia. Vamos a ver. Dice, el libro de Philip, escrito en latín, es copiado por los escribas e ilustradores de Kingsbridge. Sus páginas pueden leerse ya en las mayores bibliotecas de Inglaterra y Normandía. La mayoría de sus lectores son miembros de las altas esferas eclesiásticas, pues la temática es compleja y controvertida. En su obra, Philip expresa una visión crítica de los juicios por medio del fuego, agua y demás naturaleza. Durante siglos, el propósito de dichos juicios fue determinar la inocencia o culpa del acusado. Según el clero, los inocentes serían salvados por Dios de una cruel muerte segura. Pero Philip sostiene que Dios no puede ser invocado por el hombre, ni siquiera por el Papa, para emitir un juicio. El hombre ha de servir a Dios, pero Dios no ha de servir al hombre. Philip cree que los milagros acontecidos durante alguno de esos juicios no son más que farsas para proteger y absolver a los miembros y aliados del clero. Por el contrario, los enemigos de la Iglesia fueron asesinados, humillados o heridos de gravedad. Philip añade que el sufrimiento de los mártires de antaño demuestra que Dios no salva a nadie de ser quemado o ahogado. En su opinión, estos juicios deben dejar de producirse, cueste lo que cueste. Ojo, Philip, que la puedes liar parda. Bueno, pues parece ser que nos tenemos que ir a Winchester. Vale, tiene una copia de Amores en Winchester. Vale, pero ¿no quieres terminar antes tu ménsula inacabada? No quiere acabar la ménsula. Y aquí con Alfred tampoco conseguiremos nada, así que me voy a ir a hablar con Aliena y decir, oye, sé dónde está el libro. Parece que quizás es un libro erótico. Mira el gato. Toc, toc. Vamos, Jack, pícale la puerta. ¡Hostia, Richard!
At least this is a chance for us to take it back.
For us? Who is us? The whole of England is strangled by new taxes and torn apart by this senseless quarrelling.
Senseless quarrelling? You still think I'm just playing around?
No.
I put my life at risk, Ali, for you and me. This isn't a game.
I know that.
Do you? It's an honor to be one of the King's Knights.
An honor that costs a lot of money.
Jack?
Oh, now you broke it, Jonathan.
There's someone at the door. I'll be right back.
¿Qué ha roto el picaporte?
Oh. Go play.
Jack.
Hey.
So,
Yes.
what brings you here?
¿Tienes visita? Vamos a ir por aquí.
You have a visitor.
Are you jealous?
Everything all right there?
Yes, it will just take a minute. Sorry, but my brother is waiting. He has to ride back to Shiring soon.
Ah, I see. All right. I just wanted to tell you that I found out about the book.
What book? Oh, Ovid. You were still looking for that.
Of course. Why wouldn't I?
I don't know. It just feels like there are so many problems right now at the construction site. That reminds me. Could you tell Philip that I've come up with an idea how he can pay the workers?
Oh. How?
I'll buy up all of his wool and sell it on the fleece fair myself. But I need to go to Shiring first and get the money.
All right. I'll tell him. By the way, they have a copy of the Amores in Winchester.
Oh? I think I know someone who might be able to get it. But first we need to make sure Philip gets his money and talks to Percy.
Who?
Percy Hamley, the Earl.
Percy Hamley, the fat oaf.
Congratulations, everybody heard you.
So what? They're all bastards.
¿Me estás diciendo que aquí que Richard no se entera de la conversación que están teniendo a un metro de distancia?
Of course.
Y Jonathan por aquí espiando.
You're gonna have to forget that word really quick, little brother.
So for them you've got money, Ali?
So you were eavesdropping on me. Great. That deal with Philip will help them and us, Richard.
Robert of Gloucester is advancing on Lincoln as we speak. Tomorrow we will ride from Shiring. And what I need from you is money for a new sword and a gambeson. And I want my shield painted in Stephen's colours.
Is this leading anywhere, Richard? You've been doing this for years now, and has the king ever considered making you Earl of Shiring?
Not yet. But I fought side by side with him before. He knows my name, Ali.
Oh, all right. I will meet you in Shiring, and I'll bring the money.
Esto me va a traer problemas luego. Me hará elegir dar el dinero a los trabajadores o dar el dinero a Richard, ya verás. Ya veréis. Bueno, vamos a hablar con... Vale, automáticamente.
Yes. Aliena says you can pay your workers. She has enough money to buy up all the Priory's wool and sell it in Shiring. And that way, you get your money earlier.
Really?
But you have to accompany her to Shiring. She has to fetch the money first.
The sooner the better. I have to talk to Percy Hamley anyway. Thank you, Jack. Now you better get back to work. Tom wanted to talk to you.
A ver si ahora me va a echar la bronca por escribir en el suelo. Bueno, imagino que estará aquí dentro.
Talk to Tom now, he'll insist I stay at the construction site and work. Am I really done out here?
Sí, no creo que tenga nada más que hacer, sinceramente. Sí. Sí, vuelve al trabajo.
Jack!
What?
Come here, please. You wanted to finish your call bill and I let you. Instead, you pick another fight with Alfred. You mock him in front of others because he can't read. And don't tell me he started it, because everyone else told me you started the fight. Sub-Prior and me just told me you disturbed the monks in the scriptorium.
Philip told me to practice reading.
The Bible, not the kind of book you were looking for. Then you go and waste your time in the cemetery and the market, and in the kitchen, and chatting to the Fullers.
I made a balm for them. I wanted to help them.
You should have been working instead. Don't you know how close we are to shutting down the construction? If I'd not planned ahead, it would all be over now. But how am I to plan ahead if I can't rely on you, Jack?
What? Watch out!
¡Ojo!
Are you all right?
Yes.
Up here!
Hey, hurry up, quick!
Ya dije yo que eso traería problemas. ¿Qué pasó?
What's going on here?
Your son thinks I dropped the stones.
You were the one who pulled them up, weren't you?
Of course. That is my job.
He was probably angry because he might not get paid.
Alfred, stop it.
What?
Peter, what happened?
I'm not sure. But there was a monk. He was wearing a black robe. And when he saw me looking at him, he ran away. Maybe it was him.
A black robe? Are you saying this was my fault?
No. I'm sure I didn't recognize him. He wasn't from here.
No. Peter dropped the stone and doesn't want
¿Viste
to
un monje en el
admit it.
mercado?
I assure you, a monk would never do such a thing.
I don't believe him.
No me suena de haber visto ningún monje en el mercado, tío.
Alfred is wrong. It was an accident. We need to be thankful that nothing happened.
Already talking like a monk.
What?
Jack is right. Let's just leave it at that.
What about the monk?
We don't know that there was a monk.
Accidents happen. We'll check all the ropes to make sure there won't be another one.
Una carta de Gloucester. Philip de Winnet. Respecto a vuestro interés sobre el paradero de vuestro hermano Francis, lamentamos informaros de que no se lo ha visto por la diócesis en más de 5 años. Sospecho que su desaparición se debe a su colaboración con Robert de Gloucester. Tras manifestar mi inquietud ante la corte del conde Robert, descubrí que sus escribas han jurado un voto de secretismo que les impide darme información. Corren tiempos de guerra, y la guerra siempre lleva secretos. No obstante, confío en que vuestro hermano Francis esté bien, trabajando sin descanso para apoyar al conde Robert en su empresa. Rezo porque su lucha por entregar el trono a su hermana Maud dé sus frutos y ponga fin a esta anarquía. Aprovecho para haceros saber que vuestra excelente labor en Kingsbridge no ha pasado desapercibida. Vuestro santo Adolfo es conocido ya en los confines del Sacro Imperio Romano. Su prior Sebastián, priorato de Gloucester. Muy bien.
Excuse me, Philip? Philip? I'm sorry. Is everything all right? I was just thinking about my brother. What is it? Aliena is ready to go to Shiring with you. Then I must not keep her waiting.
Bien. A ver qué pasa de camino ahora a Shiring. Vale, me toca escoger rutas. Tomar el camino a Shiring.
As we rode, Aliena expressed relief that Percy Hamley held court in Shiring town during the Fleece Fair, and not in her father's castle. I had not yet confessed to Aliena that I blamed myself for her father's fate. I felt the guilt and shame starting to rise when we came to a large group of peasants looking as desperate as the refugees that had come from Earl's Castle back then.
Vale. Hablar con los campesinos. Seguir rumbo a Shiring. A ver, soy monje. Debo hacer el bien por el mundo.
Philip stopped to talk to the peasants, and so did I. Of course, he couldn't pass by people in need of help. Not even when he was on his way to try and save Kingsbridge from another attack by the Hamleys. 2 of the peasants broke into tears and begged for food. Philip was mortified as they grabbed the hem of his robe and pleaded for mercy. They said they were from Wigley. They had illegally erected a mill and hadn't paid taxes to the Earl of Shiring for grinding flour. I bit my lip when they mentioned the title that used to belong to my father. As punishment, the Earl had destroyed their mill. Philip seemed unsure what to say about Percy Hamley's punishment for these peasants. I was less hesitant.
¿Qué hiciste, Aliena? Un conde debe ser comprensivo. Un conde debe castigar a los ladrones.
I asked why they'd built an illegal mill. The peasants told us that milling taxes had doubled in their village. The peasants shouted and cried that the Earl had also burnt their fields, destroyed their houses, and taken their livestock from them. A few of them had even been killed. Philip told them to go to Kingsbridge for food. As we rode on, he said nothing. Maybe he had begun to lose hope that he would ever solve his problems with the Earl in Shiring.
Yo también lo dudo. Me parece a mí que la mujer del conde tiene más poder que el propio conde, ya veréis. Bueno, pues nada, seguir rumbo a Shiring.
I had never trusted the Hamleys, but it seemed I had grown careless over the years. They had thus far kept their word to King Stephen, but now I felt I should have known that they would eventually break it. As I was thinking these grim thoughts, we passed by a gallows with 2 men dangling by their necks. An old woman stood by one of the corpses and snarled at us.
Qué bonito. Detenerse y hablar con la anciana. Seguir rumbo a Shiring. A ver si nos roba la abuela. Es que no me fío, pero bueno.
The old woman looked at us like a cornered animal. Philip demanded to know what had happened. She cackled and shook her head. She continued looking through the dead men's clothes. She'd already taken off their shoes and found a couple of coins on one of the corpses. Only now I realized that someone had tied foxtails to the corpses. Their hands had been cut off and their faces were burnt.
Qué asco. Robando a los muertos, ¿eh? ¿Qué hicieron estos hombres?
I asked with a stern voice what had happened to the men. The old woman cackled and said that they had played with fire. When Philip asked that she should, by God, answer my question, she became serious. She told him that these men were poachers caught by the Earl's men hunting in his forests. Philip rode on, and when I caught up with him, I could see that now, more than ever, he was determined to talk to Percy Hamley.
Pues nada, a Shiring.
Aliena rode by my side without knowing that I had long been responsible for her family's fate. Ever since I had made the mistake of trusting Waleran by God. I felt like a fly in a cobweb. Every move I made seemed to lead to further calamities. But then I heard Aliena as she sped past me. Shiring, she exclaimed.
Pues ha sido un camino horrible. Bueno, vale, capítulo 10, el auge de Kingsbridge. Tus acciones. Terminaste la ménsula. Con la ayuda de Ellen y Milius lograste ayudar a las bataneras. Le caes bien a Alfred, pero te vengaste de él. Richard lucha por recuperar el condado por él y por Aliena. Tiraste 2 nidos de avispas. Muy bien. Pues nada, gente, vamos a dejar este capítulo aquí. Y bueno, es más corto de lo que debería, pero así el siguiente ya empezamos desde el principio el nuevo capítulo. Así que nada, ya sabéis, darle like si os ha gustado el vídeo, suscribiros si no lo estáis y nos vemos en el próximo vídeo de los pilares de la tierra. Así que, adiós.